Wow. So good afternoon, good evening, and good morning to each and every person watching us wherever you are. This is the YFP platform, the last session of the great discussions that we've had. We started it on Tuesday, and now today is on Thursday, and we are ending it now today with this last session. And together with my amazing friends, that is Michael Mulusa, together with Izack Valema from Tanzania, Mulusa from Zambia, we'll be having a great talk on tips to a 21st century filmmaker. As you can all see, we are just young people, and we just want to have a conversation about us, not about them, but about us. Yeah, and Mulusa has been a great host in all the other discussions that we've had earlier on, and we are pleased to have him today. Unfortunately, we were supposed to be joined in with Bilal Wanjau. We all know Bilal Wanjau from Kenya. He has acted many films, that is Jela 5 Star, Taidi High, Castle, and Millet. Sandcastle, sorry, and Millet, but he has confirmed that he will be joining us a bit later, and he's running late, but time waits for no man. We just have to go on. So, guys, let's do this. We can start by introducing ourselves, what we do, and yeah. So we can start with you, Michael.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning, depending on where you're watching us from. My name is Michael Mulusa. I'm a filmmaker, speaker, and entrepreneur from Zambia. In writing, specialize in filmmaking. I'm specialized in acting, writing, and producing. Yes.
Valema.
Hi, I just prefer to say hi because I believe there is so many people watching this from so many places across the world. So I can say good evening or good afternoon, but I just say hi to represent everybody from wherever they're watching it from. As it is, my name is Izack Valema from Tanzania. I film what they used to call us a director of photography, but no, not really. We're just a cinematographer, you know. The director in film is just one. You can just position yourself like a director. Anyway. But yeah, I'm here, and I'm a student of YFP as well. But also, I'll be talking with you guys from a different perspective on cinematography. But I like cinematography and also editing as well, and directing. It's not much of directing because I believe that so many people haven't heard me saying anything with regard to the directing, but I also do that as well. And thank you.
Wow, thank you very much. And remember that we are here courtesy of YFP Africa, partnering with Talanta Institute and Music Hands on Deck from Sweden, and also NAST Media and Communication Authority Society, and not forgetting OKS Media in Nigeria, led by Safemi Okedori. So to start with, I just want to start with you, Mulusa. I just want you to tell and inform people your life and your journey in film. I believe that you shot a very great film by the name Imizwa, and you can just tell us briefly about how it transpired, what inspired you in creating such a film, and how is it going since then?
All right. Great. Thanks a lot. And obviously, I cannot speak about Imizwa without YFP. So I started my film career in 2019, and I started off as an actor. I just had dreams of becoming an actor and stuff like that. And in 2020, I got an opportunity, got a scholarship to study film with YFP. And we learned several topics in film, example, script writing, producing, directing, and distributing. So an opportunity came by Zambezi Magic, a 5-man competition that you produce your own short film and stuff like that. And it had just happened to be the time when I learned script writing, producing, and distribution. So I went straight on, and I started pitching to people saying, look, I'm about to do a film here, I need money. And I thought when we were learning them in film school, it wasn't applicable, but it actually worked. I got the money, I got people to work with, we managed to shoot the film, and we submitted it. Now, when we submitted the film, we lost. We did not win. But that was not the end of the world because we learned some of distribution. So I decided to take it to films around the world. So that's the journey. And I went the to the Jordanian International Film Festival in Jordan, and also the Lift Up Film Festival in the UK. So it was a very good journey.
Oh, so much. Thank you so much, Michael, for that amazing story of your life. And yeah, we go to you, Izack Valema. You can just briefly tell us what inspired you to join in film, to be precise, and what made you or what inspired you to become a cinematographer, actually. Yeah, Valema.
Well, thank you for this opportunity. But to me, it could be like, well, it's not very much interesting story, but I started way back because I started to act. I was an actor. Back in the days in the Sunday schools. Because I'm Christian, so we used to go in a Sunday so I was basically a comedian actor in the Sunday schools, and I did that for like years. In fact, I was even famous in my church, for that thing. But as days goes, I joined up a small acting group out of my street just to get I would say a professional acting skills, how to play around, because back then we were acting on the stage. But since I was interested in film, I thought, what, maybe I should try to learn something new, which is acting on a camera. We believe this is two things different. So yeah, so through that also I learned that, and also I came to realize, because there was so many of us, in the group, and everybody wanted a place, a character to play. And I think back then I was very young, and I thought maybe with my body looking, my appearance, I cannot really fit into any of the story that's available then. So maybe I should think about going behind the camera, try to learn something new, because I just wanted to do something in the film in general, and I can just wait around. So, and then I started learning. I think the first thing I learned is editing. That was the first thing I learned through in film career, and through this guy. I mean, is great person that I met back in the days. I think it was around 2015, something like that. So I ran editing, and through that I was developing myself, day to day, year to year. And then at some point I felt the need of having a formal qualification for what I claim to do. So I joined the college, which is Tasuba, and then I did my diploma in film and television production. So yeah, and then also got the scholarship of joining a YFP program, which also kind of sharpened up my skills in terms of the roles in film, because sometimes we are taught this stuff in film, about making film in schools, but they tend of skipping some of the important role when it's come to real life. So grateful and thanks to the YFP, since they give us this opportunity of knowing so much about the film and the people involved in it, and so on and so forth. So yeah, I think that is easy peasy my life, my journey through
My journey through the wow.
Yeah.
So guys, I will also wish to give my thoughts and my journey being joining film. I used to act in high school. I started my career in high school back then, when I was in Form 3. And I was in drama festival since from Form 3 and Form 4. I remember there's a time my teacher had actually totally banned me for going for film, since it was really affecting my studies. And she actually even called my parents and told them that from now henceforth Samuel will not go for drama festival. But that didn't stop me. I sneaked one day, and it was a bad experience because I was punished later, but it was really worth it because it showed my zeal and my resilience in acting. And after high school, I joined traveling theater. I acted set book for a year, and after Corona hit, we everything just turned down, and unfortunately, fortunately, let me just say, fortunately enough, I joined in YFP. And after I joined in YFP, I joined in as an actor, and I wanted also to learn script writing. But to my amazement, I became, I was a great, I became a nice, I became a nice, I joined in YFP, and it was an amazing experience because I learned to become an assistant director and also to be a great director as well, together with Mulusa, Izack, and all the team at large. Yeah, sorry guys, that was my mom. She just wanted to see how things are going on. But anyway, yeah, so it was an amazing experience for me, and with you guys, I have learned a lot. I have even started writing my own scripts, of which I'm planning to shoot them later on. But we go on. So Mulusa, you were talking. You said that Imiza was selected in Jordan, in a film festival in Jordan. You can just tell us more about that film festival and how you came to know about it and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll add the question to the topic of discussion today of the important tips of the 21st century in film. So I came about to learn distribute films through, obviously here. So through the site film festival, there are various sites available. So I was actually just taking my film wherever I could take it. So the Jordanian International Film Festival is the one that selected my film. So it's actually happening this September. It hasn't occurred yet, so it's occurring this September.
Oh wow! That's very much amazing. This September, as guys you've heard, Mulusa was nominated in the film festival in Jordan, courtesy of YFP. YFP has taught us a lot about film. We just thought of film just being like a talent and a skill, but it turned out being a business for most of us. We've now taken it in a business perspective, and I believe that the graduates of this year will prevail and prosper. That is my prayer for each and every individual, that we will prosper, and together we will make something great. So Valema, I just want us to dive into the topic of today: important tips to a 21st century filmmaker. We all here, we are not old, we are not in the 19th or the 20th century. Yeah, we are we are people in the 21st century. And I just want to ask you, what are the kind of tips, what kind of tips can you give to us, somebody who is actually aspiring to become a filmmaker? Maybe he wants to become a cinematographer, he wants to become a director, he wants to become a scriptwriter. What tips do you have? First, let us start to. I just wanted to give out some tips to a cinematographer. Izack.
Well, it could be easy, but not easy, and it could be like a simple answer to this kind of question, but also it could be as complex as it is or as it can go, because we all know that the film itself is just it's like it's never easy, because film itself, it's a teamwork, and it's need a lot of determination, energy, drive. You need to be very much committed into what you are working on, or what you believe in. For instance, here Michael, he just said that he made a film and he was looking for a platform for his artwork to be seen, and he tried once, he failed, and then that didn't made him to give in. He just kept trying and trying, and I believe that even this time he didn't get the chance, or if he wouldn't get the chance, he wouldn't stop just now. No, he would keep pushing on and on and on, because that is how a filmmaker has to be, because sometimes people think that this is like any other career, like you studied to be a teacher of secondary school, primary school. When you graduate, then bang, there you go, you get hired, you get a job, then life's just changing right away. No, sometimes in film it could be a completely different story. You need to really stick it into it, to really push into it. So that is basically a general advice to the filmmaker. But to someone who wants to become a cinematographer, well, it could be like easy, but needs a lot of tension and concentration, because what you are is you are kind of a translator. You're trying to translate a boiling lot of lines and lines of information, of of description, of dialogue, of whatever that is being written in the script, and then to 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 picture it into a visual side. Then and you come to find out, okay, this is what, or this is how am I going to show this to the audience, and then they will end up getting exactly the same meaning to the person who will be sitting home to his sofa reading the books. Because at some point also they need to the perspective they need to match, to a person who just sits somewhere reading the book, and to you who just made them, who you just deliver them a visual, but your visual has to be on the same perspective, on the same direction. So that itself, it's hard. It's so much. But again, if you're really committing to it and you know what you're doing, I don't think that is that hard. It just need you to settle down and take your time and read the script over and over, as if you're going to to say, to deliver a line or somewhere. Because what we know most of the time is like the actor and the actress they are the one who's supposed to read the script so many times to make sure that they've got the words, they've got the script, they've got everything that is being written down there, to make sure that when it's come to a point to deliver it, they know exactly what they're doing. But no, in film, it's not just the actor or actress who can do that. Even the director of photograph or cinematographer, has to be, part and parcel of the script. You need to understand exactly what the script is talking about, so you can also know what shot is suitable to show the particular action that is being expected to happen on the certain time. What kind of light is favorable on the certain action? What frame is favorable to capture a certain action that is expected to happen? So all these, you can imagine, it's not just a one-day job or just something that can happen over the night. It's just a career. Other people, they call it's a lifetime career. The way you've invested to do your business in other aspect, the same energy should be invested to do this film or cinematography career. So I say that you need to be really focused into this, really into it, just not partially. No. Yeah.
Oh wow, thank you for the wise words, Izack. Now back to you, Mulusa. I believe you're an actor and a script writer as well. I just want you to first give some tips on how to be a great script writer, because I believe, like, let me give you, for instance, in Kenya, many people approach me and they tell me I have a script. I just have a script, and I ask them, do you have it? Can I have a look at it? It is not written in the best format. It cannot be pitched. It cannot be done anything. Yani, I just wanted to give out some tips on how one can become a great script writer right now, currently in this competitive world. Thank you.
All right, great. I'll give a quote from Madam Rachel. She said, everything you're trying to do, somebody else has already done it before. So why waste the time in experimenting? Just look at what somebody else is doing. The first thing to do is, I think, find mentor. So find somebody who's good at, in the types of stories you like to tell. So you find a good writer and you follow them, and you learn their mistake in their journey, and from there you develop your own thing. So when you start writing, I think the first step to do is start. So once you start writing, yeah, your first work will be bad. It will really, really be bad. Sometimes, like when I look back at my first scripts, I can't even look at them. But continue. And when you start as a scriptwriter, because it's a skill. Writing is a skill, just like being a soccer player, being a basketball player. It's a skill. So the first times, and is this thing of stealing ideas, show your work to people. So as you show your work to people, you get your feedback. So I mentioned about mentorship. The next thing is that expose your work. Oh, this people will give you feedback. But like Izack said, it's not going to be a one night victory, one hit wonder. No, you have to grow into it. So you need to be well read as well to be a very good scriptwriter, because you're going to tell real stories, authentic stories. If, for example, I start writing about the pharmaceutical industry, you understand? A doctor will criticize my work, will say, no, that's scientifically wrong, that's scientifically impossible. So to be a great scriptwriter, I think you really have to be well read. You have to understand certain things like you understand, because you'll be writing about real characters. So mentorship, expose your work, start writing, read a lot. Read politics,
Mulusa, you're kind of breaking, but at least I've grasped some tips that you've given out: mentorship, exposing your work, and also reading a lot. I also want to quote a quote that says, "If you want." If you they say that if you want to win, or if you want to beat an African, give him a book to read. Us African don't tend to love reading books. We don't tend to love reading books. I don't know why, but guys, as you've heard from Mulusa, reading is part of it. Reading is part of it, because you will never gain knowledge out of any other place apart from the book. So guys, get books, expose your work. Mentorship is all that we all need. And now, Valema, I just want to ask you, yeah, you're based in Tanzania, you're a cinematographer in Tanzania. Do you really believe that the government is helping you, a young filmmaker, in your work or in your line of duty, like the same way they help the doctors, the same way they help these other stakeholders? Do you really think that they are really helping African or young filmmakers, to be precise?
For that matter, what I would say, in general speaking, most of African country, we don't really get enough support and assistance from the governments. Now, well, I think I may have some explanation to that, because most of African country, we are considered to be, a third world, whereby our country are growing, in terms of infrastructure, in terms of, social services, and so on and so forth. Now, what I think is the governments, most of African government, think that maybe they have a better, they have a big problem to solve now, when it's come to a medicine, to the hospital, to the infrastructure, better to invest much capital over there and not giving enough fund to the art, which at some point also there could be, in other hand, they could be right, because if you get a pregnant woman try to deliver and he cannot deliver in a good or nice facility because, there is no dispensary nearby because most of the money went in the art department, that would be crazy. But again, in other words, also will be how much do they expect to get from the art department if it were invested to the maximum, or it was invested in the first place, because we've seen this to many developed countries that they're making so much money, in the art department if the government invested. And probably maybe the government, they invested it because they saw, because let's go back in the years, what we're doing here is entertainment, and we know for sure that everybody needs entertainment. Now, through entertainment, then you make so much amount of the money, whereby you can then delegate that money to do other stuff in the future. So what I'm trying to say here is, not the government should invest more money to the art department so that it can grow, then later harvest more money from the tax to reinvest in other aspect. Well, it could be that way as well if they choose to do that. But if they haven't chosen, as what as we've all experienced, our government, most of African government, have not choose to invest so much money into the art department. So at least they should do better, to make us to stand into our feet. So then later we could invest, or we could help the government to deliver their own stuff, or the thing that should be tackled because of the lack of the money. So what I'm trying to say is, not in Tanzania, not in Kenya, not in Zambia or Zimbabwe, all these government, they just treat the artwork like, it will take care itself. Now, that is why sometimes we are even facing a hard and difficult when it comes to distribution, because there is no much in there, there is nothing that we expect to get out of the hard work that artists are committed to do so far, or they've been doing so far. We cannot even get into a status whereby we'll be able to be commissioned with a big company in the world of filming, making, and so on and so forth, because we are not being respected by our own governments. So that will be very much difficult someone else from other country to respect us and move on. So basically, we don't get enough support. Now, maybe we may not get enough support in terms of finance and so on, but also if the policy, the policy and the law and the regulation of the art department will be more, will be double seen into a different perspective, at least that would help, because sometimes we can all know that money is hard to get, but also help, the parliament are sitting in there, maybe coming up with the policies and laws and regulations. So at least those will be supporting us in some way or another. That would be really helpful, since we are doing most of the stuff by ourselves, So yeah, we don't get much support. That's it. But anyway.
Yeah. And Izack, interestingly, you quite exposed. You've worked overseas before. Talking about the tips to the 21st century of filmmakers today, how did you get the opportunity to seize in Europe? What's it?
Well, to that, I would say that it's quite a long story, but I would try to cut a long story short. It's a connection. That's what I'm trying to say. But also, it's hard working, as I said in the first place. Because I remember the first person who introduced me into world of film, he was a computer designer. We have in a computer game, we have these people who are doing animation, for the computer, and modeling for the character in a story of the animation, and so on and so forth in a computer game. So I had one who is from he's British citizen, and he used to stay nearby my home village because his wife is a doctor of malaria research. So they basically came to Tanzania to do a research on malaria, and that's where I met the guy, and he introduced me into some basically taught me in the film world in general. So through that, then I got the opportunity to go to a Tasuba, which is a film and television production school, where it's art college, but also I took a film and television production course for 3 years. Now, through that connection, that guy introduced me to another British lady who happened to live here in Bagamoyo, and she has two sons, which are all very big name in the film industry. One is Oti Fagbele. Oti Fagbele is an actor, is a Hollywood actor, and he's my very good friend, and his brother, who is Lut Fagbele, also he owns a studio of a music video production in London, which also has a branch in Los Angeles. So they once visited the mom here in Bagamoyo, and I was introduced to them to help, work with them, because Oti Fagbele, he was developing the script for his television show, which he was commissioned then by Channel 4 in London to do a comedy TV show, and he had to write the story and direct it and act it as a main character. So that was a condition. So because he's never directed before and he's never written a story before, so he wrote the story. He wanted to test it during the time once he visited his mom here in Bagamoyo. So I got opportunity to work with him, and I remember then I worked 72 hours non-stop, because we had to shoot, we had to edit, and we had to preview the cut and then do the necessary changes, because the next day he was flying back to London. So that kind of hard working and dedication, at some point he kind of felt, wow, there's people here in Tanzania or in Africa where they have not been exposed much in film, or they've been connected as much as we thought they should, but they are so much committed and they have so much energy when it's come to a film working, and dedication and energy, and and try to implementing something. So that, I think, and the work itself kind of impressed him to invite me to join his brother's studio in London. So I got the opportunity to work there as an internship for 6 months. So I spent like 6 months, over 6 months, of course, in London, and also I visited Cardiff and Glasgow, Scotland. So all that, gave me more opportunity to even visit the Rwanda Film Festival, whereby I was commissioned by British Council to, British Council, through the Traveling Mobility Grant, they deliver money to the artists, to anyone who is interested or want to go somewhere else to the artwork, so that then to either it could be exhibition or film festival or art gallery, all this stuff, so all that, so basically it was like a stepping stone, because one opportunity gave me another one, and another one gave me another one. So that is basically, that's what happened, to cut a long story short. But the point is, like, I could say, it's easy to say, oh, I was lucky. That would be very easy and cheapest answer to that. But to be honest, it's not much of a lucky, because lucky you cannot survive for so long. Because to be honest, if you ask me how was the life in London, I would say, okay, in the beginning, well, in the first 2 months, it was wow, exciting. Though I went in the winter time, so it was exciting and interesting, because I've never been abroad before. So it's like everything is great, everything is nice, tight, that thing. But when it's come to work, remember I told you that I worked 2 hours non-stop, but there it was, you have no idea, in film it's like, it's so much, I was going to sleep late and waking up early, because I was, I remember back then, I'll give you this example. We went to this Zion, he's a musician in London. We went for a shoot. We did a music video shoot, which is I Still Got Time, if you've seen his the music video. So we did that. Now, that was one of the chaos, not chaos in terms of the production. No, production was perfect, but me coping with the Western life when it comes to film, that was so much. Trust me, there was a point I felt like, I want to go back home, because I don't think if I can cope with this speed and the energy and the push and the stress and of these people. But to be honest, that is what I needed to know the field itself before I'm full committed. So it's like, if I were I would say, okay, I would love everyone who wish to be in the film industry to at least get a chance to visit the world and see how these people are doing their work, so then we can learn from the reality, from what is happening on the field, from a professional peoples. Then knowing, is this what we want to do, or maybe we should change the career? Maybe we're not fit for this kind of work, because sometimes it's easy to say, hey, I want to be this, I want to try this. But have you really tried? Have you got the opportunity to see itself, So that's what I can say, I think, for that.
Wow, thank you very much. Sorry, guys, I had lost you in a few, but first of all, I just want to read some comments. This is from Facebook by Niziyamungu Pacific. Is saying there's another quote which says, "If you want to learn from the professionals." Yeah, absolutely true, absolutely true. Yeah, we can see that Liki Ndungu is also there. Roger also saying wise words. Izack, thank you, fellow peers. Yeah, that's a student from us. That is from Facebook. I can see Martin also is also calling Sammy. Yeah, something of the sort. We can see Alexander Junior Gishangi from Facebook is absolutely loving the show. We can also see Uncle Junior Creatives. He has some sparkling shots and love. Yeah, so as we go on, I just want to go back to you, Mulusa. Hello, can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very
Yes, I
much.
can hear you.
And also, yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So we go on. So, Mulusa, I had a question. I don't know if you already answered it. I was just asking, has the government played an impact to us filmmakers? I don't. Did you answer the question really?
No, I didn't. So
Okay, you can just
has
go
the
on.
government
Has the government played
all
an
right,
impact
just
to
rephrase your
us
question
young
again.
filmmakers? Has the government played an impact to us young filmmakers? Are they really supporting us or are they really killing us? That is the question from your perspective and also from Zambian people.
All right. First of all, John F. Kennedy, and I'll quote, said, "Don't ask what the government can do for you, but ask what you can do for the government." And if you look at I think in Africa, we just need to change our mindsets. So the role of the government is to provide a conducive environment for its citizens to function well and to do business. So me, with the skills I've learned and with the mentorship I've gained, I'm not supposed to look at the government to support me, but I'm supposed to try support the government. However, I think the government can do more. One of the ways they can do more, I think they can bring about policies that favor young filmmakers in the film industry. And on that part, I think they have not done more. One of the reasons is that we also have old leaders. So they're not up to date with what the world needs today. I don't know if people can hear me right. Can you hear me?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you, Mulusa. Go on.
All right, I'll go on. So the government, the leaders are not up to date. So they don't consider art as an essential work. So right now, all right.
Mulusa,
So like
unfortunately, we are
currently, this
losing
is
you.
when art, like in Zambia right now, this is when it's being appreciated, and it started last year. So quite all right, as filmmakers, we can complain that the government is not doing much, but we can thank COVID-19. COVID-19 has proven to show that film content creation. Okay, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah.
Yes. We can hear you now.
Yes, Sammy. All right. Yes, I'm saying that because to be recognized, because people now have to go inside their homes, then there's no content to watch. So officially now, filmmaking has become an essential work. Last year, as soon as COVID-19 broke, the president released some funds to artists. So had it not been to COVID-19, so I think this is when the wheels are beginning to change. But before that, they did not. I think slowly they're beginning to accept it.
Wow. Wow. Thank you very much, Mulusa. Thank you very much for those thoughtful words. So, guys, giving it from the Kenyan perspective, I also believe, I also feel like the government has not done much enough. Because, number one, for us to prevail a lot, we need the government support so that we can have our films be aired in all other platforms. But the problem comes in that corruption has really prevailed in such a case that when you need something, you need to give out something. When you want such essentials, you need to give out something. You see, and it has become like a rotten society in a way that we also feel like we are left out. But there is money that is coming from the government that should reach us young filmmakers, but unfortunately, it has not reached to us. That is the thing that, from my own perspective, I can say and I can talk about. So, we have one question here from Alexander Junior Gishangi, where he says, what is your approach to delegation, and describe how you will ensure that production is on schedule, and what is your opinion? What, in your opinion, is the most important quality of a film director? So, yeah, Alexander Gishangi, loving the show, and thank you. So, I think I'll just first ask this question to you, Izack. What is your approach in delegation? When you're delegating your work, what is your approach? How do you approach the delegation of your work to people, or maybe when you're a director in a certain film?
Well, that's a very good question though, and then that goes direct to a teamwork, because in one of
Wow.
the element in a team working there is we call a delegation of task or power delegation, so on. So what I'm trying to say here is, I know it's easy, because some people, they are seeing like a film industry is more of a male dominated industry. It's not of a single, it's not of a balanced gender, to some extent. That's why sometimes there's some even position they just call a cameraman back in the day, but now they just change and say, we have a camera person. But that is just try to equalize things. But back in the day, it was a camera man, and then we have and then we have some kind of we have some role whereby, for instance, a runner to a gripper, they call him a best boy, but it doesn't necessarily all the time he has to be a best boy. It could be even a woman, but also I think they would try to call him a boy as well, and I think he won't even, she won't even complain to that, because that is just a name. So it was that, now I'll come to that later, but what I'm trying to say is, when you're trying to delegate a task to a person, you don't necessarily have to look to a gender balance, so to make sure that your entire team is balanced in terms of gender. No, in the film, especially in the cinematography department, you have to make sure that you give a work or a task to a right person. That's why some people, they just describe that the film industry is just a hire and fire job, because most of the work, sometimes they just being paid per day. You don't get a contract of being paid for per month or week, because you could be hired today and then the next day you are out. Why? Because you haven't been delivered exactly as your employer expectation. So what I'm trying to say is, the key answer or the main answer to that kind of question is who are you trusting to give a work? Because let's say you are a director, you are a cinematographer, and then you have a camera operator. Then you have to be absolutely certain that this camera operator knows inside and out of the all necessary function of this particular camera he or she is operating with, because you're not there to play around, you're not there to experiment, you're not there to joke around. It's somebody's money that is burning there, since they say action, that is that is not is burning all day, all time, all long until they say cut. So you need to be very thorough that the person who is in charge in focus pulling, he knows exactly what he's doing, and we don't want to repeat the shot because of his damn mistake. So that is how you delegate the work. You just don't do it because he's a friend or he's a. For instance, this is a good example. I've seen a very good friend of mine. He just fired his brother out of a set because he couldn't deliver. He said, "I know you're my brother, from a same mother, but you're my blood brother, in other words, but I can't let you here because you just get me fired if I don't fire you." You see, so that is how it works. So yeah.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Alexander. So when you're delegating a team, you should delegate in terms of skills, because at the end of the day, skills matter. Okay. So the next question, I want to post it to you, Mulusa, and he says, what, in your opinion, is the most important quality of a film director? Mulusa, you've directed Imizwa. What qualities do you feel you have that other directors don't have, or what can you say, or in your opinion, how can you describe a good film director?
All right. First of all, I will also touch on his first question as well, which Izack, I'll continue. He mentioned about teamwork, which is very, very important. And what I personally believe, yes, the world is very corrupt, but film is not something you can be corrupt with. Because when you watch something on television, you can easily notice the missing link. You can either tell that the light department was not working properly, the camera department was not working properly, or the acting was bad, or the directing had a problem. So the film is like the ant kingdom. Everybody is equal. That's why in the film industry, even in Africa, we don't put nouns. Izack can be 70 years older than me. I'll still call him Izack, because we're trying to show that each role, no matter how small, plays an important role. So when delegating, delegation should be based on specialization. It should be on meat as well. And then to ensure that the production is on schedule, obviously accountable to the executive producer, directors, and to your superior is. So what I think, in my opinion, is the most quality of a film director. First of all, leadership is needed. Leadership is needed. On set, the director, the boss, you leading this bus. You understand? So you need to get the best out of your people. You need to get the best out of your actors. If you are hashed, it will come out in the way your actors perform, come out in the way your DOPs are performing. So the first thing is leadership qualities. You have to be ethical. You have to set an example. Be on time. Be the last one to leave. Be nice. Understand the strengths and the weaknesses of your team. Secondly, creativity. You have to have that eye that no one is seeing. And I think being a director as well, you literally have to be intelligent as well, because you telling a film that is going to be told through the editor's perspective as well. So you can't run away from editing as well. So I think to make a good director, I think creativity, good leadership, and great teamwork, communication skills as well is very important.
Wow, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, you need to be ethical. You need to be the first person coming in and the last person getting out of set. And also, you need to be nice and still to the team, because, film is all about teamwork. Film is like a whole body. When this finger is injured, the whole body really becomes stressed. Film is all about teamwork and being together, and you need to understand people based on, because you're being a director, you need to understand people based on their feelings, based on their ethnicity, and also trying to motivate them and being a leader, because being a director, that's being a leader. Thank you very much, Mulusa, for that nice thought and also talk. So Valema, people often say that film does not pay. Is this true?
So film does what?
People often say that film does not pay. Is it true?
Does not
Based
pay.
on your, yeah.
Okay, before I come to that, let me start into a quality of director. I want to add some few things there. Okay, when we talk about director, you know, it could be very easy, you know, but it's not, it's never, and it will never be easy as most people are interpreted, because they just come, sometimes I walk across of the street, then I see people are calling themselves director, you know, that, you know, sometimes you should feel even bit intimidated to be introduced yourself to people that you're a director, because director is not a joke, you know, it's a very serious skills. And to respond to that question, I would say a director is a person who knows what he or she wants based on the story of that he became a director on. Because your job is to direct a story, to direct a light, to direct a camera, to direct actors and actress, you know, and basically to direct a crew, you see. So all these communication skills, teamwork, and, you know, good personing, you know, interacting with people and so on and so forth, they has their own parts to become a person to deliver the task that you intend or you are expected to deliver. But on the other hand, also, you need to know exactly what is your story wants and how to get it. Because knowing what your story wants is quite another thing, and getting what the story requires, that is something else complete. That's where the skills and the charming and the tricky coming. For instance, you've got a character who is, let's say, is wearing a trouser, you know, but you want to make a character to wear it in a hurry mode, you know. It's like he has to be very hurry to show that he's hurry and he's wearing the trouser. You want to go out, and you've tried to explain that to your character, let's say 10 times, but he's not delivering exactly as you want a person or a character to deliver according to the character on the story, on the script it says. So some people, they could say, have you ever feel a need of going toilet to pee, but you can't pee, and then try to act that whilst you are wearing a trouser, and let's see if we get the shot, you know. So it's just a tricky, you know, on how to get a character to perform some stuff that sometimes even they're not even connected into what you're trying to get, because when you're trying to explain it out to the people, but the reaction, it could be, you know, it could help you to get what you want. So knowing what you want is, and knowing how to get what you want, that is something also important as well. That's one. Two, back to your question. Well, I think it is paying for sure, because just 1 second, guy.
Okay, thank you very much, Izack. I hope, Alexander, your question has been answered right. From Mulusa, he talked about being ethical and also being nice and still. And now Valema has added some more points, whereby you being a director, you need to know what you want and also know how to get it. Wow. So, Valema, does film play pay? Does film play?
Yes, indeed. You know, there is so many ways to be paid in film. Well, you get a fame. Fame is payment, because through the fame, then you get advertising, then through the advertisement, you get money through that. Also, but when it's come to pay, this sometimes also could depend on what somebody need or wants in a film career or film industry to feel like he or she is satisfied in terms of payment. Because, for instance, let me give example of Michael. Michael, he made his film and he fighted to get a platform to be, for his artwork to be seen, you know. That is a payment. Imagine, Michael, you did your film and you are absolutely happy with the way it is. Unfortunately, you can't get a platform to get your film to be streamed. how would you feel? You see, so payment, it does not necessarily has to be in terms of cash or money, but also
Wow.
being able to show out your skills, your work, and all this stuff. Also, it could be a payment, because in long running, it could be mean to something else that you've never even anticipated in your lifetime. You see, so but let's talk in a way of most people they would expect when it comes to payment, or when we talk about payment. Of course, I believe that film is paying because uh, any artwork is paying, including film. For instance, for people who are doing series and being commissioned in television, to make a series and stream them in a television, those people are making a lot of money. It could be not a lot of money then, but in the long run, because film is just a investment like any other investment that we think or we know or anybody has invested back then or people are investing then. So the point is like, investment does not pay effective immediately. You take your time, you invest for some time, and then you see how it goes. But in general, film, it is paying. It does not matter, because I don't want to come up with examples from abroad, because sometimes I'm sick and tired of talking about abroad. I just want to try to refer here in Africa, in Tanzania, in Kenya, in Zambia, is film paying. So to me, I believe that it is paying me now. This is not because that we are here now talking about film or we are filmmaker because it's paying. I believe there is so many stuff that could be paid out there apart of film. But in other words, also, I think film has a more benefits than being in any other career, because as I've explained before, that you could be paid financially or you could be paid through going into various places, expose yourself, get yourself connected, widen up your network, and then in the long run, it could pay you in another way again. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much for that nice explanation. So people should understand in what perspective they want to they want to be paid in film. But for me, I believe that film is paying. The only place where you can get great cash, amazing cash, is through film. And if you love filming, indeed, one day, one time, it shall pay you off. So Mulusa, I want to also pose the same question to you. In Zambia, is film paying?
Question. Deny what Izack has said. Izack has said it all. You see, what is a payment? Understand? So if if you are going to define payment according to money, is just and numbers don't end. So to look at it in terms of money, then even if you're given $1 billion, you consider it not being paid. So first of all, why are you into film? So I'll give an example of myself. I made a short film, and Izack gave the example. Short film. This short film went to the Jordan International Film. People in it and saw that there's a young filmmaker in one putting my country on the map. That's a payment. Secondly, that film is advocating real reality. Film, people are testifying in my inbox. Oh, Michael, no, this is reality. This is wow. This is comforting. Other people are rude and are saying, I will treat people better. So back to the thing, in Zambia, is film paying? First of all, if you are producing, just like in every organization, just like in every field, in soccer, there are poor soccer players. In the pharmaceutical industry, they are. Hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, but you're a bit breaking. I don't know why. And
In the
times.
pharmaceutical industry, there is money. Then there are people who are not accessing the money, and there are people who are accessing the money. Now you just have to find way to access the money, and this is why we're having discussions like this. So yes, in my conclusion is that there is money in every industry. There is money in the film in Zambia. You have to know where to.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Michael Mulusa. Thank you very much, Izack Valema. And guys, keep on tweeting, guys. Keep on commenting, asking questions. We are here courtesy for you. We are just young filmmakers. We are aspiring young filmmakers, and we are doing great things out here. You can just ask a question on what you need us to clarify, or maybe you want to comment on something you've loved, how the program has gone on. And without further ado, now, tomorrow is the D-Day. Tomorrow is the graduation day for the YFP fraternity. And I just want to start with you, Valema. How has your experience been in YFP? And also, what advice do you have to that person who's out there looking for a space or looking for somewhere where he can learn film? Is YFP the best place to be?
Well, responding to that, first of all, I would say I just liked the clarification from Michael, from his perspective in terms of payment and so on and so forth. So I'm so glad to hear that. Anyway, back to Sam. Well, to be honest, I would say that YFP is more than what people think, When you say YFP, it could be very easy, to be spoken, but it's big, Now take it from me, because I just spent my 3 years in a film and television course, production, and yet I learned so much from YFP. You see? So that, I think, will give you a picture of how YFP is so much committed to deliver the skills to young or even adult, whoever you are in the film industry, if you really want to know stuff, Now, in other hand, also, or another side, I would say, just as Michael said, thanks to Corona, because Corona made us now to use this online platform that back in days we never even thought, that could be useful and could be very powerful to help people to work together as a team across so many different countries or even a continent, come together, discuss the matter that are very essential in the film production and so on, and then finding a way to implement, because I know this is for most young or upcoming filmmakers. When they think about making film, they always eager to go out and start shoot, and that eager sometimes it can lead them to even have not great work because they've never took enough time to do planning, to replan, to consider about what they want to do before even they hold the camera and start shooting whatever they intend to shoot, So to be honest, film is not about a time whereby you're holding your camera and shoot it. No. Film is made always. Film is being prepared in a paper, inside, with a table, with a discussion, back and forth, through so many departments until everyone is happy of what he or she wants to deliver. Then they go out and start shooting. Now, Corona has helped us, most of us, or most of the students in YFP, to even take so much time, to reveal our project that we've been working on over and over and over again. I believe some of the people, especially in the writing department, they were about even to go crazy, because but that is how things it is, that's how things work, because Even I have experience in my camera department. Some people, they were crying all day because they have to redo their work which they've been done already. So that is normal. That is how planning it is, because you plan, you think you have something great, but then later you have another idea which is more interesting. Then you try to dismantle the entire plan and then coming up with a new one. So that is how it
Wow.
is. So what I'm trying to say is, we as a YFP student, we got so much privilege, first of all, to learn and not to think that here in Tanzania is enough. No, we can even try to think out of a box. When I say out of a box, because I consider my country is a box, you know. Now, if I think
Yeah.
about someone in Kenya or in Zambia or in Nigeria, you know, in Namibia, that is out of the box. You're trying to get more heads into it and then see what other people they have to say on your project. If they have something important to add or to deduct, you know, all this stuff, you need people's perspective. So I think, yeah, we
Wow, thank
got
you very
so
much.
lucky.
Wow, thank you very much. And truly, that is true. And to what Roger has said, yeah, he's a student in YFP. No lie, if COVID never happened, most of us will have never met and worked together. Yeah, guys, to your surprise, I have never sat on the same table with Izack Valema. He's from Tanzania, I'm in Kenya. Same case to Michael. We've never sat down together and talked, but through this online platform, that is YFP, the youth film platform, we came together, we've worked together, we've read together as students, and now we are graduating. Still, we've not yet met, but I believe we are going to meet in the film that we're going to be shooting in this recent time. So, Mulusa, with some few words, I just want you to tell us your experience in YFP and what advice do you have to a 21st century student who's aspiring to look for a school? Do you think that YFP is the best place to be?
There's a scripture in the Bible that says that they overcame them by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimonies. So I can't really speak much about YFP. I'll speak about my testimonies. I came into YFP as an actor, just an actor, naive, not knowing anything. You understand? And through YFP, how to write. So I'm a script writer, and my writing is that I haven't written anything locally yet. If there's something local I've written, then it's for myself. Since I think industry as well in terms of writing, I don't want to be exploited. So internationally, I'm known as a writer. I write grants, I write scripts for people, and I've even written an international film which got a grant. You understand? So that tells you a lot. And before YFP, none of this was actually coming into place. And I also wrote some other things which also got another grant, which I'm about to do. I'm about to do a film. And these things we learned in class. And a lot of my friends film industry. And if you look at me and them, with all humility, there is a distinction. And it's not that I'm any better or more creative. No, it is just the knowledge. Knowledge is power, but knowledge becomes very powerful if it's applied. So it's just the knowledge applied. This year, I have not attended any audition to act. In fact, I've been on one set. So I've decided that I think I can do much more than just acting. So my experience with YFP has been great. I encourage a lot of people. In fact, a lot of my friends are asking about YFP. I've told them just write to them, and they're complaining that no, don't reply. I said, hey, I think I also had to wait like 3 months, 2 months for YFP to respond to me. It is one of the best schools I know. If I had to pay money for it, I would do for it again. Trust me, I think I might
Wow.
even be in the next YFP class. That's how hungry I am. And today, when I'm working on a project, I can call Izack. I can call somebody in Tanzania. I can call somebody in Kenya. I can call somebody in Nigeria. I can call somebody
Nigeria.
in England. I can call somebody in Italy. I can call somebody in America. I can call somebody in Brazil. So it's
Wow.
given me network. It's given me, some of these schools, you given a paper a certificate, and that's all that you have to show for. YFP, you can erase my history in YFP, but you can't erase what YFP has put in my mind in terms of leadership. In terms of leadership development, we learned about leadership, character, and Madam Rachel drilled these things into us. You understand? Professionalism. You know, now I'm actually even opening a company, my media house, legally binding,
Wow.
paying all the taxes. Before that, I was, I wanted to swindle and like that. But YFP has transformed filmmakership as a person. I mentor people in film. I've been mentoring people in film. People are paying to get mentorship training. I did a project for a big organization. I negotiated the contract. I had the script. I gathered people, even people older than me, and we produced this audio drama delivered on day. The client is a big organization from Japan. My scripts were being written by the Japanese government. It's
Wow.
aired on thing. So those are just what YFP is doing now. Yeah, and I can go on and on. So now the
Guys.
question is, you've heard my story. Is YFP a good school? Would you recommend it to somebody? Ask somebody
Yes.
who's acting with me in the industry, a fellow friend my age, and let's compare. So you answer the question.
Wow. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Guys, I feel like we can even take like 2 or even 3 hours just talking and interacting because it has been a very vibrant session. And everybody who's watching, I believe you've enjoyed. And this is courtesy of the Youth Film Platform, partnering with Talanta Institute, OKS Media, and also the NAST Media and Communication Authority Society, Music Hands on Deck in Sweden. And yeah, YFP has been a great impact to us. I joined in as an actor. I have come out of there as an actor, a director, a script writer, all these things just in one person. And also, I even know about film distribution. Actually, I used to think that when you just acting is just getting on set, that is it, going home. Getting on set, that is it, going home. But this has even opened up my mind even on how I can sign in contracts or all those other sort of things. And believe me, we are coming to change the society. We are coming to shake the media and all those other platforms. So that is it for today.
In addition, Samuel,
Yes.
in addition, sorry, also
Uh-huh.
branding. YFP has also taught branding. One of the
Yeah.
when I came to YFP, I think my Facebook page had like 1,500 likes, and I just to post anything. He taught us the power of branding and marketing yourself. And right now, my Facebook account it's over tripled that. When you show a client that, oh, this is what yo man, long live one. I'm recommending it in Zambia. In fact, the government needs to make way for YFP Zambia, and just as the Kenyan government has approved that curriculum, even in Zambia.
Yeah, same case to Tanzania, same case to Kenya, same case in
Thank you
Namibia,
very
same
much.
case in Nigeria. Yeah, we are a team of different countries: Namibia, Tanzania, Kenya, Zambia, Nigeria, Rwanda. We are actually in most of these platforms. So, guys, tomorrow we are graduating. Let us now go relax, pray for tomorrow, and remember that we will be live as well in all our social media handles. We'll send in all the links and everything so that you can see how beautiful and colorful the event shall be. Until next time, for my side, I just want to say bye and long live YFP. Thank you very much, Izack.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Africa. My name is Eileen Nyao, the founder of the NAS Media and Communication Society. I'm here to talk about the partnership between the Media Society and Youth for Film Platform Africa. Our partnership has been very fruitful, very beneficial, very eye-engaging, and it has broadened our horizons and give us a broader picture of what goes down in the film industry itself. The information has been very valuable, very beneficial, very broad, very world class, with world experts and regional experts with years of experience training our Namibian students during the School for Youth platform for Film Africa. Our partnership started in 2019, where I called them to organize a workshop for our students to learn basic film skills, and it was very, very nice. The information was very valuable, engaging, fruitful. It broadened our horizons. The information was very world class, with people with years of experience. Wow, the information was so good, and we hope to one day work in big Hollywood productions and travel the world and attend the Cannes Film Festival with Youth for Platform for Film Africa, because we have a very tight partnership with them, as we are the only Namibian organization that has a partnership with Youth for Platform for Africa, and we want to give youth a chance to be able to express their creativity through film. And Youth Film Platform for Africa is just the right organization to do that, with world-class trainers with experience. Thank you.
From Talanta Institute, and I'd like to start by congratulating the graduating class of the Youth Film Platform. Youth Film Platform and Talanta Institute have been partners for quite some time because of their shared vision of having a new breed or crop of competent filmmakers who can operate at a global level. We do this by actually providing a chance for students of both Talanta Institute and Youth Film Platform to collaborate and learn from seasoned professionals in the industry, and also get to collaborate with them on projects, so that it's learning by doing. It's a form of experiential learning. That is why, as we step into this new era of education, we are glad to be the partners of the Youth Film Platform and to be with them and celebrate the graduates today. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Esther Wombo, a Namibian marketing student at the Namibian University of Science and Technology, better known as NUST, and I also enrolled into an online filmmaking program with YFP Africa in August 2020 under a scholarship. I enrolled under the directing department as a second assistant director to both a feature film and a short film. And through this, I was the assistant director for the camera department, and I learned a lot about shortlisting and storyboarding and cinematography. And I was able to also learn from mentors from all over the world, as well as networking with students from different African countries like Nigeria, Kenya, Zimbabwe, Zambia, and the list goes on. I wish to use the knowledge and the skills that I have gained in this amazing program and apply it into the Namibian filmmaking industry. I am forever grateful, as this was the best educational experience I've ever had, And I'm grateful to Madam Rachel and all the mentors that took time to teach us and guide us throughout this whole entire program. Thank you.